Conflicts keep children out of school, and so does sickness. But in Zoggu, thirst and the long trek required to quench it is preventing many children from accessing formal education. These children risk being late to school or not attending school at all as the search for water in this impoverished community begins at the crack of dawn. They maneuver their way through the bushes with extreme caution because any careless move here could cost them a snake bite, a situation they describe as a common occurrence. The search for water in this village is constant, whether in dry or rainy season, due to lack of potable running water and even large reservoirs to harvest rain.
Zanti palma halten dabu ma yene dan ye tour kwama ne den katam puma zo kan ba dan ye jan tour le mama zo den ya muso nwo de pede ya de be ya nwo de bia ntuma she.
After the long walk, residents counted their luck upon seeing this dam. Despite the pressure it faces from the thirsty community, it still has some rainwater to spare. These little girls sent goosebumps all over my body as I watched them grapple with the load of the water they had just fetched. Some NGOs try to manage the situation to the barest minimum, but with very little success. The water situation here at Zoggu, a community in the Zoggu district in the northern region, is very dire. Now, the structures you see around me are all water reservoirs. We understand that they were actually put in place by an NGO to treat the water here to be able to provide the community with potable water, but these reservoirs have been abandoned and the community doesn't even have a single pipe-borne water. We understand also that some time ago boreholes were provided, and so you can see on my extreme right side, that the boreholes are there but they have not been drilled, and so every single day residents would have to embark on that difficult journey of accessing water, and a lot of the time the water they get is not potable. According to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, achieving inclusive and equitable quality education will require increasing effort and support for vulnerable populations, including poor children in rural areas. However, this village appears abandoned to cruel fate in the area of access to potable water and proper sanitation.
Na la swa bi kwam na ga kana tutu kwam na kuli ntutum tun shala ayantu ka dui ntaba ndan ka tanyura ta ka kwashe pala ngwa dan ka tiyan turo kula to nan na ndira dan ka ta dira dan ka ndanya ta yalaka.
Muhammad Ibrahim, a teacher at the only basic school in this community, says they are also not spared in the water search. He explains how the scarcity is hampering effective teaching and learning.
Sometimes the children may come and be late. Because of that, they will not want to go to school again because of the caning, because they know if they are late and go to school, they will cane them. So they are sometimes dodging the school. They will dodge the parents and then dodge the teachers, because they will go out as if they are going to school, but then they will dodge to some place and hide. After the closing, they will also come home. So it affects the schooling.
Most of the people in this area survive on less than 2 cedi a day. This means they cannot bear the cost of treating the dirty water before they consume.
We know sometimes it will be disaster, but we have no otherwise than to fetch it. And they say we should boil the water before we can drink it. That will make it more soft. But we can't do that. We just filter it and then take.
What is the difficulty in boiling the water?
The firewood itself is difficult because nowadays Zoggu is no more a village again because firewood are far away. So to get firewood and boil the water and do other things, we can't afford.
So how has it affected? It means you are drinking water that is contaminated. How has that affected your health?
It affects our health in case of when we just take it raw like that. We know sometimes it will be cholera. It will be what sort of disease is that? So we know we contaminate ourselves by drinking this sort of water, but we have no other thing to do than to drink it like that.
We met Abiba, who had just returned from the dam. She said they are 15 in this house and they all depend on water from the dam.
The champion balama, Bablante to Quotarga. The Zulaka to Balingura. The blind in Sarkanura. The Zobi Malisha, Bampang Bamanka, Titilacate Zangli in Saringura.
There are also no toilets in Zoggu, making open defecation the order of the day.
Ben perte dame bangerama yel morsra de joya. No te no la bate dorte pour mago korola. De nemza barteme. Abay bo tin la perte no ma joy. Ben ko na gouvernement gobote bendira.
A general nurse in charge of the Zoggu Health Center, Elizabeth Awuni, expresses concerns about how the facility is recording more cases on waterborne diseases.
The kind of conditions that we are recording that we suspect health-wise is connected to this lack of adequate water supply is diarrhea cases and then sometimes gastroenteritis.
How frequent are these cases?
Usually the children under 5 and the aged, they are vulnerable, so we record them on weekly basis, monthly, and then but those who are active, mostly their resistance level is a bit high, and they don't usually report early. But for the children under 5 and the aged, weekly basis we record such incidents.
The community health center itself is not in good shape to deal with huge numbers in case of a cholera outbreak. Both men and women share the same ward, while these tricycles are used as ambulances to convey patients in critical condition. But the challenges do not end there.
In the night, if there is emergency, we sometimes use solar connections attached to the electricity, and sometimes when you are conducting delivery or there are emergency cases, it's not the best. And then the surrounding of the facility is so dark, and then when they are also coming from where I told you, Zoggu and other catchment areas, if they are coming in the middle of the night, it's disheartening.
There is no doubt that Zoggu is in distress, and with more and more children of school age on the hunt for water daily in this village, their future grows precarious and even bleaker. Reporting for GH1 News, my name is Ridwan Karim Dini Osman.